Choices. Choices. Life's all about choices. All right? And the choices we make. Now, we're going to look at this at the surface level. All right? Now, before I continue about this whole Chris Mbaye situation and all that, let me give you guys a little history about choices I've made in my life. Well, I've been arrested 3 times, and in my opinion, for 3 times that I was innocent. I felt I was innocent at the time. But when you look back at it, was I really innocent in any of those cases? No, I wasn't. I wasn't innocent in any of those cases, even though I was falsely arrested in my head all 3 times. In 1994, I was arrested for assault and battery on a police officer when I was 15 years old, or maybe it's 93, I think, actually. When I was 15 years old. I was at a mall, Tel 12 Mall in Southfield. Half a day of school, all the kids go there, right? Whatever. A couple Chaldeans get into a fight at the Foot Locker over there. Security kicks them out. Security decides they're going to kick all the Chaldeans out. Not all the high school kids, but all the Chaldeans out. All the Arabs, they're gone. All right? Because the Arabs are the one who got into a fight, so we're going to kick all the Arabs out of the mall. So they go to the food court, and we're all sitting there. We didn't even know the fight happened. Security comes up to us and says, we all got to go, even though we're just sitting there eating. There's a group of white kids from our school sitting next to us. They don't have to go. So we're sounding like, why we got to go and they got to go? Like, if you're kicking all the high school kids out, maybe we'd understand, but you're just kicking us the Arabs out who aren't causing a problem. So we get a little upset. I get up and whatever. After, arguing back and forth, I start cussing out the security guard. Unbeknownst to me, they had already called the police. So as I'm cussing out the security guard, police comes from behind me, grabs me. I didn't know it was a police officer. I elbow him, turn around, and I swing on him. Takes me down, arrests me, handcuffs me, takes me to jail, gives me assault and battery on a police officer. So the whole time I'm running with, I was innocent. I didn't know it was a police officer. And this is all true, but it was the choices I made. I could have easily handled that situation completely different. I could have got up, just left. All right. A mall is a private owned business. All right. If they don't want someone there, you got to go. All right. That's just the way it is. So, but in my 15-year-old head, I'm thinking, nah, this is injustice and blah, 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 blah. So I'm cussing everybody out and this and that. So if I would have made a better choice there, the police officers just didn't come and arrest me for assault and battery as I'm just standing there being innocent. No, I was in the midst of cussing out the security guard. Tell him, F you, F you, F you. I'm 15 years old. Fast forward to around 2002. Oh, no. In 2000, we had a video store in Livonia. I was running the store at the time because my dad was sick. We had a white lady, older white lady working for us, and she kept calling off day after day for no reason, talking about calling, I'm sick, I can't come in, bye, and hung up on me. So I called her and I was like, okay, you're fired. I needed her because my dad was sick, so I was opening and closing, so she'd be my relief. So now I got to be here all day for I was working I worked 30 straight days in a row without a day off and being there from open to close. So she started playing. So I called her. I was like, you're fired. She shows up there. She starts knocking off video store. She started knocking videos off the shelf, screaming and yelling that I can't fire her. All right. Attacking me, this and that. I call 911. As the police come, I had a little bit of weed on me. All right. For some reason, I decided to go outside, throw the weed outside so it's just not on me. Somebody seen me do it before the police comes. Police shows up. That guy, whoever saw me do it, tells the police I threw that. They find the weed, and instead of caring about the situation that I had called them for, arrest me for marijuana possession. Yet again, another case where I was wrongly arrested. I had called the police, and they come and they arrest me for marijuana possession. Could I handle that situation different? 100%. I could have just left the weed on me. I could have just all types of different things. I could admit when they found it, the cop even told me, just tell me this is yours and you'll be good. Don't lie to me. And I decided to lie to him, and then that's why he arrested me. Was it ridiculous? Yes. But still, if you look back at it, I could have handled the situation a little bit better. 2003. with my cousin. We're at a bar downtown, the Deck, on top of Hockey Town. We're drunk as hell. He's been in and out of jail for his whole life since he was 15 years old because of drunk driving and all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. We're in my car. We would party all the time. We're leaving. He decides he wants to drive. We're both drunk. But he's on probation. Who knows? He's been on probation his whole life, basically. Okay, he's been in and out of jail he spent like 10 of the last 20 years in jail. I think he's in jail right now, actually. When I say I think he was in jail, I don't know if I think he's out now, but is this his whole life? He's leaving the parking garage. He turns left on a one-way when you're supposed to go right. He goes left. There's a cop right there. The cop sees us, and boom. So he drives and he tries to drive real fast and he busts a right on Woodward. Cop turns around, follows us. All right. I'm like, bro, if you get arrested for drunk driving right now, we're not gonna see you for who knows how long. You're gonna violate your probation, and we're fucked. So I was like, let's switch. So in the midst of Woodward, while we're getting pulled over, we did a switch. So I got in the driver's seat. He got in there. All right. I pull over. Cop's like, what do you do? Like, what's going on here? He knew that he wasn't driving. He knew I wasn't driving. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, sir. Blah, 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 blah. He said, y'all playing games. And so he takes us out and he arrests us. He arrests me for having a suspended license, which I didn't have. My license was not suspended. The dumb cop didn't do a breathalyzer test for whatever reason. He's just stupid. Okay? And just decides to arrest me for something that wasn't true. My license wasn't suspended. But he's like, you got a suspended license. He just wanted to take me in because he knew that we were playing games with the whole switcheroo. So again, arrested for something I didn't do. Could I have handled that situation different? Yes. Would we have gotten pulled over if he didn't do what he did and blah, 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 blah? So was I completely innocent again? No, I wasn't. So that's 3 times. So that leads me to this. Sorry for the long stories, but it all ties in. Let's take this Chris Unbiased story at surface level. Let's pretend everything he's saying is true. Okay? I don't know this man. I don't know the case. I wasn't there. I'm going to just take it as everything he says is true. Okay? You get a stripper for a party. That's fine. Whatever. She comes over 3 hours. She comes over. There's a 3-week span when you hire her to the point there's a party. You end up having sex with her. That's already a no-no, especially when you're doing business with a stripper like that. If you hired her for an event, you don't go and have sex with her before the event. That if you know anything about anything, you know that that's a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for disaster. It just is. So that happens, right? Let alone that you have you brought up your woman that you've been with, a loyal woman that you've been with, and that she's been had your back for the last 2 years. That's another problem. Like, people just like freely just think it's okay to cheat and this and that and the other. Once me and Ponce got together, look, I love women more than the next guy. But once you find that right one, you gotta stick with her, all right? And ain't no girl in this world gonna make me be unfaithful to my woman. All right, that's neither here nor there though. Fine, that's what you did. A lot of guys do that. A lot of guys don't think with their head, but you made a mistake there. You obviously made a mistake, right? Then you want to throw a party and use fake money, counterfeit money. I don't believe for a second that you didn't know that money was counterfeit. This happens all the time. This is like a scam people try to run on strippers. They're always trying to pass off the counterfeit money onto strippers. It's the best way to get rid of it, right? Da-da-da-da-da. That's insane. I always have a problem in my bar with swipers. It wasn't a problem when the banks ate it, but now the business has to eat the money. So once the business started having to eat money, I made examples out of certain swipers because it's easy to know when a swiper is in there and when the swiper isn't. It's very simple. And I made an example out of them where they'll never come there again and let them know, do not use your little swiping at my bar. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Because not only do I lose the money that you paid for, I lose the product. So it's double loss. You lose the product and you lose the money. It's a double loss. I don't think you guys understand that. How all this scamming can ruin other people's lives. It's not just the bank takes a hit. That always ends up trickling down, bro. It trickles down, all right? Make your own money. Live a decent life. Figure it out. If you can't, if you think it's impossible, then I have no sympathy for you. because nothing's impossible. My girlfriend's case in point. She built a business from the ground up, a woman, a minority woman in the construction business, where everyone said it's impossible, can never happen. She has one of the biggest, best construction businesses in the world in the state of Michigan right now. Build it from the ground up by herself. There's nothing impossible. Nothing. So you go and do that. You throw, all right? What's rule number 1? Don't F with a stripper's money. You don't do that. You just don't do that. I'm sorry. If this happened in Michigan, if you did this to a Detroit strip, now I'm not saying Atlanta's the stripper capital of the world. You wouldn't have had cops at your door that day, Chris. You would have had her people at your door. And you wouldn't be here right now fighting this case. When she found out the money was fake, and then you're talking about, well, I don't have my credit card, debit card. You tell this whole cockamamie story about your debit card in the DJ's truck. That just sounds fishy to me. I don't know if it's true or not, but it sounds ridiculous. It absolutely sounds ridiculous. You have no money on you, huh? Nothing. All you got is fake money on you. I don't know about you, but I carry cash with me all the time. I got cash everywhere I go. And this stripper ain't trying to hear you talk about, I'll hit you up tomorrow. No, that's how scams work. That's how every scam starts and goes. Of course she's going to be like, no. All right? Go get the money. Talking about, I wasn't feeling like driving over there and come. Nah, what are you talking about? There ain't no tomorrow. You gave her fake money. You did play her. You played her. Big time. And then this whole story about you dropping her at the house and then, all right, she's trying to get back in your car and you just took off on her and she fell and hurt herself, scraped her thing and this and that. That just sounds ridiculous. These are the choices you made. These are the choices you made. Now, you want to do this whole, now, am I going to say, well, that constitutes that he should have the R charge on him? All right? No, absolutely not. I don't think she should lie. But just like with all my stories, it's the choices you make that led to this. It just didn't happen out of nowhere. You're not completely innocent here. If we're taking your story at face value, again, I don't know. I'm not going to come up here and act like I know. I wasn't there. All right? What I do know is dead docket doesn't mean the case is over. You can look it up right now. There's plenty of dead docket cases that have been reopened and prosecuted. Go ahead, look it up. Dead docket don't mean nothing. All right, and this whole COVID situation, if you're going to say, well, it's because of COVID that blah, 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 but I don't know. That's kind of weird because I know plenty of cases that have been gone through with Zoom COVID and this and that. I don't know. Maybe Atlanta's different. I think it's a little ridiculous if that is the case because they're just shutting the courts down over this ridiculousness. All right, but I have a friend right now that got out of jail for murder that was framed in the midst of COVID. 20 years. Police officers framed him in Detroit. He's out right now. He got out in the mist. He just got out in the past a month and a half. He got exonerated through the court system in the midst of the pandemic. In the pandemic going now. In the midst of it. So I don't know. Maybe Atlanta's different. A lot of people are telling me, there's a lot of holes on everything. Okay, that's fine. We'll take that at face value as well. That's fine. I'm not going to argue that. But when you playing these games with a woman, what do you think is going to happen? She does a job, and she gets paid with fake money. You played her. You 100% played her. You tried to pass off that fake money to her, okay? And then all that fake money, and by your admission, was still at your house. When you got raided, they got all that money. What do you got all this fake money for? That's a federal indictment as well. Having fake money, that's federal. That's a huge case right there. I don't know what's going on with that case alone. So your story is very weird, okay? And you made wrong move after wrong move after wrong move after wrong move after wrong move that led up to what happened. Especially when you drop her to her house, she's yelling at you. All right, she ain't done. She's trying to, according to you, trying to get in her car, and then you just take off. She falls down, hurts herself. You don't see to see if she's okay or nothing. You got her phone in her car. You don't go back, take her phone to her. All right, you just leave. What you think's gonna happen, Chris? I'm just saying, should she have went that far and then put this case on you? No, absolutely not. That's evil as well. That's a choice that she's gonna have to live with. Again, all at face value, I don't know. All right? Her choice right there for what she did to you is going to have consequences. It's going to have consequences for her as well, whether it's in real life or with karma. It'll all come full circle for her as well, because that's not what she should have done. She should have went to the cops. As far as if you want to do this the legal way, I don't know how illegal her little backstage stripping job is, but she could have just said you were passing fake money out to her, and this is the dude. All right, you did a job, and this, and you know, I don't know if there's prostitution going on here or not. All right, she could just say she did a stripper job. I don't think that's illegal. All right, you can go to house parties and do strip. I don't know. Especially in Atlanta, you would think. So she handled it wrong. But hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, bro. And I don't even think this woman was scorned. This wasn't about you. Oh, she wanted to be with you or this and that. The way you're making it sound like you played her with her money, and you don't mess with a stripper's money. I learned that the hard way too. You don't mess with a stripper's money. I went to Vegas and they cleaned out my bank account. You don't mess with a stripper's money. You don't. I was drugged at a strip bar and almost died. You don't mess with a stripper's money. So that's where I'm going to leave it. I don't know if it's true or not. All right. As far as I'm concerned, a dead docket doesn't mean it's been cleared. All right. He still has to go through everything. Now, there's a little discrepancy about dates now that I'm hearing. I just woke up. Whatever. There's some discrepancy with dates. 2015, 2017. All right. I haven't looked into it. And quite frankly, I don't even know if I care. All right. Everyone's just so, like, look, bro, I don't know this dude, bro. All right. From a hole in the wall. I don't know him. I don't care. I honestly have no attachment to this case. Okay, whether he did it or not. All right, this whole story just sounds like a bunch of slime balls. All right, throwing these parties, ripping off these women, and expecting no consequences from it. And then doing all that stupid, I don't know, man. I don't have my credit card. I don't know. We'll take care of it tomorrow. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. Who's trying to talk about take care of it tomorrow? Listen, you screwed up right there. You screwed up right there. And let's not forget that you cheated on your woman that stood by you for the last 3 years. Salute to her, I guess. But that's neither here nor there either. So, whatever. Look. If he's back, he's back. What do I care? I don't care. This is stupid to me. All right. I don't care. I'm not invested in whether this man's innocent or guilty. It is what it is. The courts will decide. The courts have decided that we're going to put this on pause right now. That's where we're at. We're on pause right now. Go do you. He's got a new prosecutor. He's got a new judge that apparently are a lot cooler than the last ones. All right? And we're going to put this on pause. We'll decide to reopen it later. If not, then maybe it'll just go away. And that's where we're at right now. All right? Now you got this discrepancy with dates and this and that and all these other charges and this and that. That's fine. But that's something that he's got to deal with. But to come out here, and what I didn't like about your trailer is that all this shifting of the blame towards bloggers. What do you think's going to happen? If I had those same charges on me, I would expect people to go off on me and this and that. I got bloggers going off on me right now over the stupidest thing in the world. It is what it is. I've been called a racist since I got into this community from day one with nothing. Now they got a little sliver of something and they don't stop. It happens. It happens. All right? If I would have had these charges on me, I'm not going to come out and be like, oh my God, this blogger said this and this blogger said that, and they don't have evidence. If that's the world, what do you think YouTube is? You think these are detectives out here? Don't play victim here. You had choices. You made the wrong choices. She made the wrong choices. If we're taking your story at face value, you still made wrong choices. She made wrong choices. You're not a victim. You're only a victim if she put that on you. But you still made wrong choices leading up to that. Leading up to that. And if she's lying, she deserves to be put in jail for as long as they would have put you in jail, in my opinion. I'm always of the belief if a woman lies on you for rape and it's proven that she lied, she should get the same sentence that the man would have got if he was proven guilty. That's only fair to me. That's fair to me. But don't sit here and act like, oh, the bloggers, and oh my God. Nobody knows you, bro. These people don't know you. So that part of disgusted me. That this whole, all right, blaming the bloggers, they saying this and saying that, and oh my God, and how can they say this? And they're acting like these are people that grew up with you and turn their back on you, bro. All right? These aren't journalists. Hell, journalists aren't journalists anymore. All right? The biggest news networks in the world are fake. So you expect any different from bloggers on YouTube? Come on, bro. Use your head. It's the world we live in. It is what it is. People are just going by what they're reading. You cannot get mad for people saying there was a child involved when that stupid charge reads the way it does. Or what? That's how people are going to, or what? What does that mean, or? That's stupid to even put it in there. I understand why now they put it in there like that. Because they're saying a 10-year-old can't consent. But in what world does a 10-year-old consent or not? Why is it worded like that? It's stupid wording. But you can't get mad at people for taking it and running with it. I'd expect no less if it was me. And I wouldn't come back talking about, oh, this guy said this and shame. You got bigger things to worry about, bro. You got bigger things to worry about. So you're not innocent in all this, even if we take you at face value. Even if we take you at face value. Now, I will say again, if she lied on you on that charge, that's terrible. Terrible. And she deserves to be in jail for that alone. But don't sit here and act like you were innocent. You tried to play her. All right? You handled this situation wrong from the second you hooked up with her to the second you left her house. If she really hurt herself while you were driving away, you should have stopped and be like, damn, hold up. You messed up. You screwed up. And that's why you're in the position you're in today. Not because bloggers made blogs or this and that and the other, or this woman's completely evil. Again, if this would have happened with a different woman, she wouldn't have sent police to your house. She would have sent her people to your house. And you wouldn't be here right now telling your story. Love you guys.